Rockstar is they're you know, they take away but they also give, and they gave us a handful of screenshots of Red Dead, which we've seen very little of, and because we're just going on just breadcrumbs here. Let's take a look at those screenshots. So first things first, obviously, it started out as Red Dead Revolver, then it became Red Dead Redemption, and now it's Red Dead Redemption 2.
Something people were pointing out on Twitter is there are sort of like little manufacturing, handmade inconsistencies on some of the like the metal parts here. Like someone has actually modeled what it looks like when like the hammer of a gun from cowboy times gets weathered slightly.
Now,
which is just great.
I want to put all these together. This is a screenshot. Obviously, it's probably altered a bit, maybe touched up. I don't know. They probably took their time with it. But let's compare it to what we were looking at gun-wise in the last one. That was back in 2010 or 9 or so. It's come a long way.
Yeah.
Like, graphically, this is pretty impressive. But now let's go back a little bit further to what we had with the first game, which honestly just looks like bootleg piñatas at this point.
Yeah, these are like weird Japanese puppets.
Yeah. It's just, I like looking at this stuff. I think it's nice to put things in perspective and realize like how far games have come.
So this was Red Dead Revolver in 2004?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so wow.
And then here's a shot. This is incredible. This is, I don't know if this is Armadillo or where this is or who this is or really anything, but I mean, after playing, you know, GTA 5 on PC turned all the way up, it's easy to be like, okay, well, what next? And you look at this and you're like, yeah, that's probably what it's going to look like. And they're screwing around with HDR and 4K and all the nice things.
Doctor's office back there, which is probably the busiest place in town with all these horror.
I like that they sell, it says tonics and what is it, medicines, but then also like powders, and you're like, that's like a very loose description. That could be like sugar or sand or really, okay. But yeah, so to keep going, that's what it was looking like, you know, in the last one. It's still like a really, you know, it's a gorgeous game, but like things are going in a very exciting direction.
Yeah.
And then really just to completely beat you over the head with it. These were like, I had to crop this because they were these weird sort of like hourglass shaped screenshots. I don't know what they were for. They have like the GameSpy watermark in the corner. Yep. I was in high school when this went up on IGN.
This looks like the Wild West in a middle school play about the Wild West. Like it looks like a cardboard set.
Yeah, this would get like docked for points graphically on a mobile game at this point.
Yeah.
But yeah, so then there's this, and I love that this is also kind of showing exactly how cinematic they've gotten and how much more they're treating, you know, their games like movies, but also just like that's gorgeous visually.
Yeah, and we'll get to do train robberies apparently, which is awesome.
Yeah,
that is pretty cool.
Also, he doesn't even have a horse; he just runs up on the train like that.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
So you have super-powered legs, which is cool.
I mean, just look at the fire and the smoke there. It's like, you're like, okay, it's like some particle effects. That's cool. And then like comparatively, it's just like, okay, if there's like realistic smoke in this, that'll be fun. And then, you know, it's just, there's that piñata again. There's that weird collectible ceramic cowboy you can get at gift shops all over the Midwest.
Hey, they were doing the best they could during the time. Okay?
I know.
It's true.
I mean, it's funny because he kind of looks a lot like what's his face, Clyde from GTA 3.
Yeah.
Like, it's just that weird like, oh, are you okay? You look like you're carved out of melon. And then to keep going, like,
This is a beautiful shot.
at a glance, you're like, oh, photographs, that old wonderful thing that we look at.
Here's the thing, though. How much of a grain of salt, though, are you taking with these photographs? Because these are very highly polished publicity screenshots. Now, is this what it's going to look like in motion in the game, or is this like a really fancy CGI like snapshot?
Yeah, it could be photo mode. So the thing is with Rockstar specifically is that they're generally pretty good with this kind of stuff. This looks like a Thomas Kincaid painting. Like,
Yeah.
So yeah, so this is what it looked like a few years ago. But no, Andrew, I'm with you. Like there's always a sort of like tinge of hesitance when you see this kind of stuff because you're like, what are we actually seeing here? The word for things like that is bullshots.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah.
Which I believe are, you know, let's give them the benefit of the doubt and hope this is actually what we're going to be playing someday.
Now,
but
finally, I just want to take a look at just the sheer amount of like, even if this is polished and touched up and everything.
The lighting alone in this is beautiful.
Yeah, the lighting and the foliage and just the amount of stuff happening at once on screen. Yeah, every one of those leaves, they have to program it
Blades
to
of grass,
stay on the
everything,
tree
yeah.
unless it's scripted to fall off. I don't know how games are made.
Well, I think it's like when you make a GTA game, there's like cops and cars and people everywhere, and there's buildings. If you strip all that out, you got plenty of RAM left for the leaves.
Yeah, actually, these are the only 3 trees that were in the last Red Dead game. Look at all the different trees they've added. That's not true. I'm joking. It's a lie that's funny. I'm sorry, commenters. And then yeah, I think that's actually from a cutscene in Revolver. Like
this looks like a cross-stitched thing above like
come on,
a country.
it's not that bad.
No, this looks like something you'd hang above a fireplace in a bed at breakfast. Like,
yeah, I mean,
you know?
that's true.
Yeah.
That's fair.
This looks like the stock photos I use on Craigslist to have people rent my haunted cabin.
That's true.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, Red Dead Redemption out spring 2018, and when we hear more about it, we'll talk about it.
Oh hi, I didn't see you there. Thanks for watching our short film for adults and children about Red Dead. After that, you should watch our video about ancient Nintendo artifacts. And after that, you should watch our video about a monkey going down a mountain in Grand Theft Auto 5. Because why not? Who cares? It's fun, and we're doing it.